What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at inform Lingard. Obviously, it just seems to be the Man U thing. As soon as a player leaves, they'd suddenly do well. We had Lukaku, who obviously was banging it in for Inter as soon as he left. Smalling was on form. Now Lingard has scored 2 goals in his first match for West Ham. Absolutely ecstatic for the lad. Obviously, he's had a little bit of a dry spell at United, and I just don't think he really fit in anymore in terms of like how everyone's playing. He just wasn't getting the game time. Obviously, getting cup games, but with a player like this, he's 28. He needs to be playing, and obviously, he's doing well at West Ham. Cracking start for him, and obviously he's managed to get 2 goals. He has got relatively okay stats, but I think the one thing that really surprised me with this guy is he just suddenly was alright. We're playing in Division 1 matchmaking, and he's still banging in goals. I think he managed to get 6 or 7 goals in 3 matches, and I'm not like I'm not insane at the game. I'm pretty much gold 1, maybe elite if I kept my head, but that hasn't been done, so I don't think I can call myself that. But gold 1 at the minimum, and I'm coming up against people with very good teams. The first person he came against, he had Pele, he had Vidic. I don't think he had Rio, but I want to say he had Rio, and then he had another, I think, Stoichkov Prime. And he was absolutely everywhere. Dribbling wise was nice. Pace was decent. Agility was really important that I saw in him. And then his shooting, even with 77 finishing, obviously whacking a hunter on him, he was absolutely brilliant. And I think the one thing with this is, because he's an 81, you don't necessarily think that he can do much. Everyone's always got that 90 rated, that 89, that 88, the new special card, and everyone forgets what these sort of cards are like. And honestly, I was doing him anyway just to kind of get a bit of rating perspective, because it's a Premier League player. Obviously, Lingard is not going to be in many people's Foot Champs team, but it's interesting. We've got another English special. There's plenty out there, and I really liked to kind of see how he went. He is a 4-star freestyle, which is always really nice. 5'9", lean body type. He is right-footed with a high work rate, and he's just all over the pitch. I really did fancy him as quite a nice player. 83 acceleration, 82 sprint speed, so obviously the Hunter will take that up to 92. We've got 77 finishing, which obviously with a Hunter, which is a pretty much need, we'll take that up to 87. He would be an 84 cam or 85 centre forward striker. I would definitely keep him in that cam role. I don't personally believe he could go as striker, because he just doesn't have that animation and that consistency as a striker. Agility and balance was amazing. Felt really quick to turn. You'll see in the clips that we will get into in a second, because there is a lot of them. But then stamina's decent, short pass, vision, curve, the standards. So let's jump into some gameplay and I'll show you what I mean. So we did manage to get quite a few clips with him, honestly picking the ball up pretty much in there. This was the first pass he did. It's a cracking ball into Ronaldo, and obviously the little keepy-ups have now changed so that you do lose control after so many in a row. Obviously, Lingard just doing absolute work here, pushing the ball forward. We find him on this first one, we go with a scoop, and it's just a hammer. And honestly, that was the first goal he scored, and I'm thinking, is this an 81? It's an absolute cracking shot, and it does not stop there. I believe he bagged himself his first hat-trick in this match against this opponent, and honestly, every single goal was absolutely lovely. It takes him a little bit longer. Obviously, he's using quite a decent team, and Lingard only being 81, we see 2 roulettes, we go with a little fake shot inside, and it's just a drill across goal. Honestly, this is an 81 rated card. We're so used to using a Cantona, a Kevin De Bruyne, a Bruno, a Ronaldo, and yet all you need is Lingard. Obviously, this is where he gets his hat-trick, gets his penalty, and he does the cheeky little Panenka, taking the keeper the wrong way, and obviously solidifying the game. Absolutely wonderful for me. And just these sorts of skills, I'm not the greatest of skills, but you can see how quick he can move and how quickly he can turn with that spin. And honestly, I really rate that. I feel like it's different to use these sort of players, because I'm not used to using anybody that's not necessarily high rated or meta, but someone who's just completely the opposite of what this game is all about and what it actually should be about in the same thing. We see a little volley, takes it past the keeper. These are shots that I've seen Mane miss one-on-one, no defenders near him, and he's missed it. Lingard is absolutely battering it for me, and hopefully red picks, I'd take him, even though he's not a Man U player anymore. I'd absolutely take him, as he is technically still there this season. We still got a Man U card, but obviously next year it will be a fully fledged West Ham card, and who knows, could we see the pickup from Lingard? Could we see a team of the season in the end? That's up to you to decide. So if we do go into the overall, like I say, 18k, 15k, give or take, he will hit absolute rock bottom during rewards, during lightning rounds, and more than likely it's probably a nice one to pick up. English cam in the Prem, I think it's a win-win. If you can hold these on, if there's an SBC that requires it, just like how Rooney did, he will absolutely fly. Obviously any trading advice as well, I would like to mention, if you want to go into the description and go to NannikGaming, he gives all the tips and tricks for trading, so definitely go check him out. But Lingard, honestly, he did surprise me, and I think it is definitely the fact he's lower rated. I didn't expect much. Did I expect 1 goal or 2 goals? Maybe in 3 matches I expect something, at least a sniff of the goal. Not scoring 6 or 7 goals in comparison to some of the strikers. Yes, I am passing it into him more, but the fact that he can still finish it against all of these top tier players is absolutely wonderful. And we see it week in, week out. Fanatic Harry is incredible with a bronze team. It shows that as long as you're alright with the game and you know how to utilise that player specifically, then you've got no problems with using pretty much most people. Obviously there is some team of the weeks that you just wouldn't be able to use. The pace is too low, they don't have no defending and they're a centre back, maybe they can't score and they're a striker. There's plenty of players out there that doesn't fall into this, but I think Premier League especially, they're not necessarily that they're boosted more, but I feel like a lot of them play better than other leagues. So it's interesting to see that one. Obviously this is what it looks like with the Hunter. We have got a flair trait, and that's really about it for him. I don't think he's done too much since FIFA 14, a man of the match. Managed to get a footmus with a couple of informs and a footies. We got I think that's a road to the final in the end. Obviously I don't think Man U got very far, which was quite annoying. And then obviously we got the team of the week moment, and I think that's another man of the match card. Then this is where we're at. First in form, obviously he's got 2 golds, 1 Champions League that will become extinct at some point. So it's very interesting. It's all go for him. And I think Jlingz is absolutely wonderful as a budget player. He's not going to do anything massive for your Foot Champs team, but in terms of just having a little bit of fun in the game, maybe having an objective that requires either Premier League or English players, this guy fits